in green and 40 points up on Nifty. Bank Nifty is also doing pretty well, 100 points up. Today, options data is pretty interesting, and we are seeing decent activity in option segment after quite some time. Otherwise, we were just seeing 7,000, 6,000 contracts getting added here and there. But today, 10,700 strike price of put added around 14,000 contracts, and even 10,600 put is quite active. But interesting is that even 10,300 put is adding open interest, and looking at the market direction, looking at the mood in large caps, not mid caps, it seems that this is more of put writing which is taking place at this point of time. If I have to, stick to futures segment and then see where the action is, then Asian Paints and Berger Paints are adding a lot of open interest, Mubina. We are also seeing a lot of short positions getting added in Just Dial, which has just been out of FNO ban in today's trading session. And also, mid-cap IT space like Mindtree is adding a lot of open interest. Throughout this week, or I would say throughout this series, we have been talking about Bank Nifty adding a lot of open interest. Yes, yesterday it corrected because of some unwinding, but today it's again adding a lot of open interest, 7% rise in open interest in Bank Nifty futures. And we are clearly seeing that large cap stocks are, holding on Bank Nifty and Nifty, and that's where the strength lies.
Right, that's true, Siddharth. It's a decently good day for the markets, and like you said, a lot of these result candidates really, Siddharth, are actually taking the markets higher today. But the other stock that I want to talk about is Fortis Health. It's been a newsmaker, not just, of course, today, for the last couple of days because of the attention that it's being able to attract from a whole host of suitors, and finally, they have decided who the trophy goes to, and it is the Munjal-Burmans combo. What exactly is it that cinched the deal for these guys, especially given the fact that there were not one, not two, but four suitors for Fortis Health? Well, firstly, of course, it's a well-reputed business family, both the Burmans, which of course do have Dabur in their kitty, as well as the Munjals, which of course belong from the Hero Group. It also fills the immediate need of cash requirement because this duo is willing to pump in the necessary cash on an immediate basis, and mind you, without any due diligence at the current juncture. Both have experience in healthcare, though not necessarily in hospitals as such. But yeah, we have had the Munjals run the Dayanand Medical College, and the Burmans as well are private equity investors in certain healthcare companies. But yeah, mind you, there's no direct exposure in hospitals. And I suppose that is something that, a lot of people are concerned about. But nevertheless, we had Nayanthara Rai, who is at the Fortis Health headquarters, catching up with everybody out there, not only the Burmans and the Munjals, but also the Fortis management themselves. Nayanthara, give us a heads up of who is saying what and what will be the way forward for the company.
So it's official, the Munjal and Burmans family have been declared as the winners for Fortis Healthcare. And what's interesting is that has happened after a marathon-long board meeting running into 10 hours. Where the decision incidentally was not unanimous. 3 board members were against Munjal and Burmans family winning Fortis Healthcare. But what's also interesting is that this was not, they had not submitted the highest bid. They also don't have the maximum experience or the best experience in healthcare. Yes, Dabur makes pharmaceutical products. The Munjal family runs a hospital in Ludhiana, but that tames in comparison to the other bidders and their experience, that is. But what the board member of Fortis Healthcare, who did the press conference, Brian Tempest, said was what swung it in the favor of Munjal and Burmans was A, the money they put on the table, the liquidity, what they were promising to do with Fortis, and the fact they were willing to carry on with the RHT acquisition that had been promised earlier, and all of this also being agreeable to SRL. But like I told you, this is not a unanimous decision by Fortis Healthcare board. 3 members were against. That's 3 out of 8. I did raise at that press conference the issue of corporate governance standards as well. This is a board which was very much in place when there have been allegations made of siphoning of funds, allegedly, by the Singh brothers. Deloitte not signing off on the quarterly results either. And what Brian Tempest, the independent, the board member, said is he's appointed Luthra and Luthra for a forensic audit report, as well as Grant Thornton. That report is still expected. So you're seeing this entire bidding and auction take place prior to the forensic audit being made available to all of the 5 suitors. So watch out for that report. We will be tracking it very closely. Something else to watch out for is 22nd of May, where there is an EGM taking place as called by the minority shareholders, particularly the offshore hedge funds. which have called for an overhauling of the board. It's also too soon to rule out a possible hostile takeover. It has been a fierce fight for the Fortis Healthcare takeover. Will the others take this lying down? Stay tuned to ET Now for all the twists and turns.
Certainly, Nayantara, and thanks for adding insight into the story. The Mega Fortis finale ends with Munjal-Dabur combined emerging as the heroes as we spoke, offer for an upfront payment of over 1,000 crores without due diligence. I think that has done the trick. Winners says turnaround plan is in place and remain confident of shareholder approval. Listen in what they had to say.
Between the two of us, we bring a huge amount of experience within the healthcare system, albeit not Sunil, what you've just heard is Sunil runs probably one of the largest hospitals in India today. So he brings a lot of that experience, and the experience that the Burman family brings is healthcare experience in terms of things other than residential healthcare. We have, like we said before, healthcare at home. Dabur has been in the healthcare space for the last 135 years. So it's not that we don't have any experience in this area.
You know, you also said, sir, that you have a very well laid out vision in the days to come. And while I understand that you'll not be sharing the strategy with us, but, you know, what can you say to the shareholders? You know, how is it that the things that have been happening so far, what kind of value addition that, you know, you guys are looking to put in now?
So I can tell you broadly. One is to immediately look at how governance can improve, how systems and processes in this place can get tighter, and then look at where are the current growth potential. And there is plenty, by the way, from whatever we have seen from the outside. We believe there's plenty of possibilities for improvement and for growth, and we would like to focus them. We have, as Anand said, we have a plan which is phased out on the immediate needs, which as we get in, over a 3-month period and for a 1-year period. So each of these plan is already in place. We are now looking at what should happen beyond that. But I think that's something we would like to do once we are a little bit have a better understanding from the inside.
Okay, and keeping it with this story, we also in fact caught up with the Fortis top management, who did say in the press conference that the liquidity relief and certainty of a binding bid played a key factor in deciding the final outcome. Listen in.
Well, I don't intend to go through each individual bid and give the benefits of each one and versus some of the other ones. In fact, it proves it doesn't. We don't really need to get into those individual details. But in terms of the 4 that we looked at, certainly the Manipal deal was not one of the favourites across the whole of the selections. But we looked at them, as I've said, through these different yardsticks. We also had to make sure that there was that the private equity players in SRL were taken care of, and we also had to make sure that there was the RXT acquisition, which we committed to. But all those elements we were satisfied with, and also we feel that, and I keep coming back to it, certainty and liquidity were important elements.